scary. This caused the Fukushima nuclear disaster, natural disaster earthquake Tohoku, 2011. What if we told you that a seemingly unstoppable force of nature was only a prelude to a far more terrible disaster? How could a massive earthquake and tsunami cause a nuclear disaster of unparalleled proportions? Join us as we uncover the dark secrets hidden among the broken wreckage and ask, could this calamity have been avoided? Are we truly ready for the great power of nuclear energy? On a Friday afternoon in March, 12 years ago, the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in Japan occurred off the country's eastern coast. The 9.0 magnitude quake was so powerful that it changed the Earth's axis. It created a tsunami that surged through Honshu, killing nearly 18,000 people and wiping entire villages off the map. The massive tsunami smashed through defenses and swamped the reactors of the Fukushima nuclear power plant, causing a tremendous calamity. Authorities established an exclusion zone that expanded in size as radiation escaped from the facility, causing more than 150,000 people to evacuate the region. That zone is still in existence more than a decade later, and many people have not returned. Authorities predict the project, which has already cost Japan trillions of yen, will take up to 40 years to complete. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant is located in the Fukushima prefecture village of Okuma. It is located on the country's east coast, some 220 kilometers north of Tokyo. The earthquake, known as the Great East Japan Earthquake or the 2011 Tohoku earthquake, hit east of Sendai, 97 kilometers north of the facility, on March 11, 2011 at 14:46 local time. Residents had only 10 minutes notice before the tsunami struck the shore. As a result of the earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear catastrophe, about 500,000 people were forced to flee their homes. The nuclear plant systems recognized the earthquake and automatically turned down the reactors. Emergency diesel generators were used to keep coolant flowing around the cores, which remained very hot even after the reaction stopped. However, a 14-meter-high tsunami struck Fukushima shortly afterward. The water overtook the protective seawall, flooding the facility and shutting out the backup generators. Workers hurried to restore electricity, but the nuclear fuel in 3 of the reactors overheated and partially melted the cores, causing a nuclear catastrophe. A series of chemical explosions occurred in the factory, causing extensive damage to the structures. As radioactive material began to escape into the atmosphere and Pacific Ocean, evacuations in an ever-expanding exclusion zone were ordered. There were no fatalities immediately after the nuclear catastrophe. At least 16 personnel were wounded as a result of the explosions, and scores more were exposed to radiation while working to cool the reactors and stabilize the facility. 3 persons were allegedly rushed to the hospital after being exposed to excessive levels of radiation. The long-term consequences of the radiation are being debated. According to a 2013 World Health Organization analysis, the tragedy will not result in an increase in cancer rates in the region. Radiation dangers, according to scientists both within and outside Japan, are quite low outside of the immediate vicinity of the plant. A UN report issued on March 9, 2021, before the 10-year anniversary, said that there had been no adverse health effects observed among Fukushima inhabitants directly due to the disaster's radioactivity. However, many locals feel the threats are significantly larger and they remain apprehensive. Despite the fact that numerous restrictions have been eased, most residents have not returned to their houses. A number of individuals have been documented to have perished during the evacuation, including dozens of hospital patients who had to be relocated owing to radiation risks. The International Atomic Energy Agency had categorized the Fukushima accident as a Category 7 event, the highest such designation and just the second disaster to reach this standard after Chernobyl. Critics condemned the event's lack of preparation as well as the plant's operator, Tokyo Electric Power, and the government's confusing response. An independent study launched by Japan's parliament ruled that Fukushima was a deeply man-made disaster, criticizing the Electricity Corporation for failing to satisfy safety standards or preparing for such an occurrence. Tens of thousands of employees will be required over the next 30 to 40 years to securely remove nuclear waste, fuel rods, and over 1 million tons of radioactive water remaining stored at the site. The Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster serves as a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences that can arise from a lack of safety measures and negligence. It has compelled a re-evaluation of nuclear energy and emphasizes the imperative of prioritizing public safety over the pursuit of absolute power.